Hey everybody, welcome back. It's a beautiful day here in Pennsylvania. This is September 12th, uh, 24 years after what happened at 9/11. In keeping with my Revolutionary War battlefield sites, I am going to check out Valley Forge today, and then we're going to go north back into New York. At least that's the plans. So we're going to check this out. I have not been here before. Um, so we'll see what's going to happen and what it's going to look like. So come along and let's go see this, check this place out. So we're off. This should be about a week's, maybe a week and a half little adventure, little side adventure, and then we should be back here by the end of September. There's a couple of places I have on my list to visit, and so we're going to see what we can get seen here. And this should be the last trip into New York before we start heading west. My plans are to head west like the first week in November. And the reason I'm waiting that long is that I may have a co-pilot, a new co-pilot coming. My friend Leslie's Whippet had puppies about 2 weeks ago, and I hope to, maybe I'll insert a couple of pictures that I've taken. They're not very good, but they're pictures. She's kind of keeping them in a closet. And it's her first litter. She's got 8 puppies, and they are cute as heck. 3 males, and the rest are females. So we're gonna see, and so I may have a co-pilot in the end of October, and so that's the reason that I'm hanging out here a little longer than I probably would. But we'll see. You know.
In a quarter mile, at the traffic circle, take the first exit onto East Doe Run Road.
So, I'm going to wait. This is Unionville. We've been through Unionville before, and I've photographed, videotaped Unionville. And so we're going to wait until we see what this looks like. Once we get out of here, I will we'll pause the videoing until we get a little closer. GPS is about 38 minutes, which probably means about 45, and we'll be hopefully in Valley Forge. So this is kind of a pretty cool area. So I'm gonna let the video camera run for a little bit. It's kind of pretty cool. We're just north of Unionville, heading toward Valley Forge. It's very curvy, and it's lots of trees, so it's very lush, and lots of farms. I think I've been up this road once before, but I can't remember. This may be the way to get to Radnor. I think this may be the way we took Leslie when we drove up to Radnor a few years ago to the hunt meet. It's really pretty in here. We got a one-lane stop up here. Looks like they're working trees. Be kind to these guys. Take it slow and be kind. This is really pretty down in here. It's pretty cool in here. So for those of you who haven't seen some of my older videos, I have been on this Revolutionary War kick this year, and just trying to visit a few of the sites in and around New York. And there's a couple in Pennsylvania. I did the Battle of Brandywine, which I hope to have had up by the time you see this. And I think there's a couple in Connecticut, one or two in Connecticut, that I'd like to hit on this trip. But we'll see what happens. In the meantime, enjoy the countryside. It's actually really, really cool. This is southeastern Pennsylvania. An idea. This could be Westchester. I haven't seen any signs yet, but I think that's where we are.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto Pennsylvania 52 North Route 100.
Brandywine Creek. We are going over the Brandywine Creek.
Take the next left onto Pennsylvania 52 North, Historic Route 100. Continue on Pennsylvania 52 North for 3 miles.
You heard it from Lulu, my GPS. 3 more miles on this, or at least this section. Got about a half an hour to go. Pretty old stone houses. The building on the left is Westchester University. or part of Westchester University. I don't know if it's part of the Pennsylvania college system. Very cool buildings. A lot of those look like dorm buildings. Let this bus come out. Gotta watch the kids, they're getting out. Class, Westchester University, yes, that's correct. I see the sign on it over there. Quite a big establishment here. Very cool. We got a girl that's gonna cross. We got some more kids that look like they're gonna cross. We got a bunch of kids that look like they're gonna cross. I think we're good. I think we're good for the moment. Reminds me of all the times I took Coda up to Potsdam. We got another crossing up here. See if the kids are gonna cross. No kids are crossing. Very cool. That's a big college. It's all on the left. Nice sized college. Everyone looks so young and full of hope. All these kids look so young and youthful. I worry about their future with what's going on. The world's a crazy place right now. I hope they have a good future.
In 600 feet, turn right onto South Matlack Street. Take the next right onto South Matlack Street.
Looks like we're going to be driving through a good part of Westchester. Looks like we're driving through a good part of Westchester.
Continue on South Matlack Street for half a mile.
College parking. More of the college on the right. Wow. This is a big university. We still got more of it on the left. Okay, we're heading toward 252 and toward.
Take the exit towards State Highway 252, then slide left onto the ramp to Swedesford Road.
We are about six minutes out.
Slide left onto the ramp to Swedesford Road, then turn left onto Swedesford Road.
I think we're going in the right direction. I think this
At
is
the
the
light,
right.
turn left onto Swedesford Road, then turn right onto Duportail Road.
Okay. And then we turn right onto.
At the light, turn right onto Duportail Road.
Okie dokie. It doesn't say no right on red, so we are gonna take this.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Mill Road.
Is a little, looks like they're doing some road construction. Looks like they're doing some road construction.
Take the next left onto Mill Road.
Okay, so we got through that bit of construction. Now we're heading through some pretty lush countryside. We are about 3 miles out, or 3 minutes out. So we should be there pretty soon. Now, I have been here before. I had, a few years ago, I had scheduled a engagement shoot out here, out at Valley Forge. Unfortunately, the young couple, who were very nice, were just very difficult and hard to hard to please, and I guess that happens a lot. But it had never happened to me before.
Turn right onto Yellow Springs Road.
I had never had a couple who I was doing a shoot for. I'd never had them not happy with my work. And so that was a little depressing. I was paid for my time.
Take the next right onto Yellow Springs Road.
I was paid for my time, but it just was a really depressing experience. And so it kind of led to
Continue on Yellow Springs Road for half a mile.
It kind of led to not wanting to do engagement shoots, and I think that compounded with another experience with a wedding shoot that they forgot to tell me that they had scheduled a friend to do their wedding. It was real. It left a bad taste in my mouth, and I really, it was hard to get into the mood of advertising again that I do photographs. So this will be,
in a quarter mile, you will arrive at your destination.
This will be the first time I've been here since then. Interesting. This is really interesting. Very fancy houses. So we are now at Valley Forge National Historic Park.
You have arrived.
Very cool. Wow. Now, isn't that pretty? Pretty house. Old colonial. Lord Stirling's quarters. Wow. There is a lot. This is not the way I came in the first time. So this will be interesting to see. One of the things that I'm curious about is that when I've Googled for information on where Major General Benedict Arnold was, I do get Valley Forge does come up. And so I'm going to be interested to see where, how long he was here. It would have been after Saratoga, and it would have been before he was made military general of Philadelphia. Oh, is this not cool? This is cool. This is very cool. Clearance 10 feet. We should be okay. We should, okay, there we go. We should be okay. I am thinking we should be okay if we take this very slowly. Visitors Center. This is a different way in. This is cool. This is definitely cool. is definitely cool. Every one of these sites that I've visited so far is very different than the next. Some are forts, some are battlefields, some are just locations that were places where people stayed. In the case of like the Philip Schuyler House. Some are monuments. The Bennington Battlefield Monument is actually in Bennington, and very different than the battlefield itself or some of the forts. This is cool. Let's see where we gotta go. We're gonna go right and see what we can find. The visitor center is not really clearly marked. Washington's headquarters. Let's take this road. There's an old cabin. Valley Forge Park Road. Y'all are coming with me, whatever this road looks like and whatever this place looks like. Let's see what it has to say. Automobile parking, straight ahead. Accessible. All parking. So we're going to go this way. 2-hour parking. Interesting. Okie dokie. Let's check this out. So we are headed toward Washington's headquarters. And this is not where I came in before. So we're gonna go check this out. So let us see what we can find. Washington's headquarters. Washington's headquarters. Valley Forge, an American symbol. Welcome to Washington's headquarters, site of General Washington's command post and living quarters during the winter encampment of 1777 and 1778. The War of American Independence was in the third year of an 8.5-year struggle when the Continental Army established this winter camp across thousands of acres here. The 6-month Valley Forge encampment was a defining moment in American history, not because a great battle was fought here, but because of the extreme hardship endured during that winter and the national resolve that emerged from the experience. These came to symbolize the American spirit and the fight for freedom and self-governance. You are here. Schuylkill River, Washington's. Why Valley Forge? Location matters. Just 20 miles outside Philadelphia, Valley Forge was close enough to monitor British Army activities, but far enough away to prevent a surprise attack. Washington used this hilly country to his advantage, building defense lines on the ridges overlooking Philadelphia to the east and nestling the camp against the Schuylkill River to prevent attack from the north. From here he also protected the outlying regions, including York, where the Continental Congress had fled. The area had abundant fresh water, trees for shelter, and firewood, and food and forage from local farms. And there's a look at some of the spots in the Northern Campaign. I wonder if there has to be national park people on site. Very cool. That's the bathroom. Wow, look at this. North of the river, supporting the winter camp. Land just across the Schuylkill River played a vital role in the winter encampment. Provisions and armaments from throughout the region were brought there, and the Army built a bridge for access across the river just downstream from this point. The commissary and hospital were established there, and a farmer's market was set up to sell goods and food to the soldiers. From the side of the river, the Army could better monitor British movements to the north and east. When the camp on this side of the river became too foul, General Washington ordered the Army to move to the northern side. So wow, we have train tracks down below. I'm sure that was an addition that came after their time here. No biking on sidewalks. Looks like you can drive around and park, or at least drive around down there. Very cool. Cool. Some of the little cabins. Looks like there's a park person coming. Good, because I have a couple of questions. Very cool. And this is a historic railroad station that was added afterward. Exhibits. This is pretty cool. I'd love to see it when a train goes by. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. Wow, inside Historic Valley Forge Station.
Hello.
Hey. The entrance is which way?
Right around.
Okay, thank you.
To the train station museum.
Yeah.
And then you have to go down the path at the end of the platform here, take you to Washington's headquarters.
Okay, cool. We're following your footsteps, Cousin Benedict. We are following in your footsteps. Washington's headquarters. Check that out when we get back. Let's look at this. This is cool. Wow. It would be interesting to see if Waterman Ells Jr. was here, because I believe he was at Saratoga. Very cool. Now, wow. Wow. Did you know who owned and lived in the building when Washington arrived? The house was built for Isaac Potts, an ironmaster who was one of the owners of the Valley Forge. At the time of the winter encampment in 1777, he was not living there, but had rented it to his aunt, Deborah Hughes. What was the building used for before the winter encampment? This is a relatively new dwelling built sometime between 1768 and 1770, one of the number of houses in this rural or small rural industrial village. Did the military seize the house for their use in 1777? General Washington felt strongly that the American Army should hold itself to a high standard. Unlike the common European practice, the American military generally did not forcibly seize property. The Continental Army paid Isaac Potts £100 in Pennsylvania currency for the use of the house relative to the times. This was probably a fair amount. This is the earliest known photograph of Washington's headquarters, taken when it was still a private residence. Wow. Did Washington really sleep here? George and Martha Washington slept here, as did many of General aides de camp or secretaries. The bedrooms are located on the second floor. Are the furnishings authentic? The majority of the furnishings are reproductions. Wow. Very cool. They don't make it direct, though. You have to go back and forth. The walkway is a little extensive. War comes to Valley Forge. Just upstream is the site of the Valley Forge for which this area was named. The Continental Army used the forge to store foods and weapons. 3 months before the winter encampment, the British swept through on September 18th, 1777. So that would have been in between the two battles at Saratoga, and burned the forge and other buildings. Much needed supplies were lost despite the desperate attempt of a small Continental force to transport them across the Schuylkill River to safety. The British fired some parting shots at fleeing rebels, killing one man. This small skirmish would be the only fighting to take place at Valley Forge. Wow. Wow. I've seen other buildings with those, what look to be furnaces in other buildings. There's one in West Grove like that. Wow. This is cool. He would have been here. I have a relative here. Oh, I think that's the exit. Let's walk around the outside first, and then we'll go in. Wow, this is cool. This does remind me of the house in West Grove. He was here. And according to the man inside, this is the original house. It is not a reproduction. This is not like Fort Stanwix. Fort Stanwix is mostly reproduction. Ticonderoga is half reproduction and half original. Wow. He was here. Very cool. Okay, we're gonna go inside.
I think we might get.
Oh, very cool. Is that not cool? Oh my God, is that not cool?
I like your shirt.
So that room you're looking at over there is set as Washington's personal office, while his niece Kent is set up as Washington's.
No.
Wow.
You know who else is up there? Tom and I think
Tom and
Brent and Terry. Brent and Terry. Okay, we're heading back to the
Tom's right
trolley.
behind us now.
Set like an autograph.
We see it, Brent's.
At least I'm not familiar with this.
Hello, are Brent and Terry still upstairs?
Brent is. He's coming down now.
Okay.
Oh shit.
No,
Sorry. I can edit that out.
Is that everybody?
Oh, that looks like the one. That bed looks like the one in Saratoga. Very cool. Not.
Amazing.
I'm guessing this was his bedroom. The bed is much more elegant, so I'm guessing this was his bedroom. Wow. Wow.
Dead end.
This is cool that this is real, because in Saratoga, it's mostly reproduction.
Oh, yeah.
The Nielsen house is reproduction.
This is really cool.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Considering,
Take a picture or something?
Yeah, but I'll get another one.
considering a couple of these guys were 6 feet tall, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And again, family and friends, this is real. This is the real thing. This is the real deal. A lot of what is in here is reproduction, but the building itself is real. God, it's so cool. This is so cool. Now, Waterman. That would have been the barns. I would imagine that would have been the barns. Valley Creek. Meandering through history. Valley Creek flows through the historic village of Valley Forge to its confluence with the Schuylkill River, just downstream of this point. Once the primary source of water and power for a bustling town, it is now one of the park's most important natural resources. It is designated as an exceptional value watershed and a Class A wild trout fishery, remarkable quantities in such an urbanized region. Wow. A war comes to Valley Forge. Iron making on Valley Creek, forging a nation. This would have been the mill, maybe? Interesting. The forge discovered. Very interesting. Iron making. There's a lot to this. More to this than I thought. Wow. It must be Washington. I'm guessing. This must be Washington. American icon. American icon. Americans of the Revolutionary era look to ancient Rome and Greece as models of Republican ideals. Wow. Very cool. So let's continue. And we're looking over at the backside of General Washington's headquarters. So Major Arnold would have been here. He would have been recovering from his battles at Saratoga, and it's before he was made military governor of Philadelphia. This is also where he took the oath of allegiance. And we're heading toward a lineup of little log buildings. Let's see what these are. Wow. Look at that. Commander-in-Chief's Guards. Let's check these out. They look like soldiers' bunks. That one's closed. They do. They are soldiers' bunks. Wow. Very cool. Ground floor. Up.
Ordered the 3 alarm posts in the center of the army. Our gunner gave the first fire salute, then 13 cannon. Then the fire began at the right of the army and went through the whole line. It followed with 3 cheers for the King of France and 3 cheers for the 13 United States of America. Today, May 18th, 102 of the Life Guards and 3,000 of the Army were sent to a detachment under the command of the Right Honorable Major General de Lafayette, and we marched to Barron Hill Church, 16 miles from Valley Ford. On the 22nd, we marched back to Swede Ford. There stays till 12 o'clock, then returns to camp under the march of 22 miles. This was the so-called Battle of Barron Hill outside of Philadelphia, when we were scouting British positions prior to the departure from Philadelphia.
In June of 1778, several events were witnessed by His Excellency's Life Guard. On the 9th of June, Lady Washington left headquarters to return to their home at Mount Vernon along the Potomac River. Martha had arrived at Valley Forge in early February 1778 and stayed with her husband inside the stone house about 400 feet 2 years west for 4 months. As the Army prepared to leave Valley Forge in mid-June of 1778, Guard member Elijah Fisher recorded the following words in his diary about leaving Valley Forge.
On the 11th, our army evacuated their huts and went into tents after crossing the Schuylkill to the north side of the river. We left the Schuylkill on June 20th and moved northeast into Bucks County. We would meet the British 8 days later at Monmouth Courthouse, New Jersey.
The Commander-in-Chief's Guard was organized in Washington Heights.
Wow. Very cool. Remembering Valley Forge. The perseverance of the soldiers at Valley Forge is a beloved American story. Long discussed ideals for commemoration of their sacrifices were implemented after the disruption of the Civil War, when the centennials of both the Declaration of Independence and also the encampment itself refocused attention on unification and the ideals of the Revolutionary period. Preservation came about from citizen action and advocacy. Their common vision was a preservation of a significant place that had inspired the Continental Army and that continued to inspire Americans a century later.